So our job is to stay present so that we stay in consideration, because we don't really shop for everything at one time. We're not evaluating all possible options. You're probably familiar with this if you've gone and ever shopped for something that has a lot of options like beer. You don't really shop all those options. You look for a small subset and you're trying to decide between that.
Yeah, and really that's the way to think about the benefits of the advertising, is that it might not necessarily be about purchase my one product. It might be about think about my product among a consideration set, because realistically we have these consideration sets. We have a small amount of products that we often switch between, and that we are loyal to that small group of products. And really the goal is to get within that consideration set. This is how I look at beer at the beer aisle. Man, look at that Red My Lips beer. That's looking pretty good right now.
I was wondering about that because I don't recognize any of these, but I am familiar with the concept, because it doesn't matter what you're shopping for. You start with a subset that is dependent on your memory of things you're willing to consider. Cars are the same way. You don't really evaluate the 50 odd makes that are out there. Rather, you might think, I'm going to shop for a Ford, a Toyota, or a Nissan. And that's your consideration. Those get in your consideration set purely from the advocacy in your memory. And that's where this becomes important. Your first challenge is to make that consideration set. Now, you may be thinking this doesn't work like this in my business, but it absolutely does. We want to make the consideration set because consumers are not evaluating all possibilities within this group, but rather a subset of that, depending on how they have gotten to that point of the selection process. And this also applies in the B2B space just as well as B2C. So all the principles we're going to talk about today work in both of those areas, because this has to do with how we remember and how we process information, not specific to any one industry. So your memory is related to getting on that consideration set and then emerging from that consideration set as the winner of who we want to do business with, the product or service that we want to purchase.
This video is from our webinar series, and you can check out intermarkgroup.com/webinar to watch the full series. We're a full-service advertising agency that embeds a layer of behavioral science in our creative. And you can check out the information below to learn more about us and to contact us to help you solve your marketing challenges.